Thank you. I'm David Latchman, the Master of Birkbeck, and I should begin by thanking you, Laura, very much for hosting us here. And I think we always appreciate every year the combination of the good food and drink and the panoramic views, which are looking even more splendid than before. And of course, 42 or 39 in Birkbeck terms is not particularly old for education. Some of you will have heard me say before that we had a student 2 or 3 years ago who came to the help desk to say that she couldn't manage online to register for the 4th year of her geography degree, and she was rather elderly, so the young people on the desk felt perhaps she was not very computer competent, so they took her over to the machine and said, type in your name, type in your address, and then now scroll down to the year of your birth. And she said, that is my problem, I can't, it won't let me click on 1909. And so she was at that time 100 years old, she graduated at 101, and I think perhaps the most, although we changed our propaganda which said 18 to 80, we changed it to 18 to 100, perhaps the most incredible thing is the optimism and the desire to learn which makes you start a 4-year degree at the age of 97. So it's never too late. As I always say to the relatives and friends of our graduates at the graduation ceremonies, they too could be at the front of the lecture theatre graduating rather than simply clapping their spouses or their relatives or whatever. Because Birkbeck is for everyone, and one of the reasons why Birkbeck is for everyone is, of course, the magnificent support which is provided to us by donors, the fact that we can support a number of people who would otherwise find it financially difficult to study. And I think probably in the 10 years I've been master, the thing that has impressed me most is how those sorts of sometimes relatively small amounts of money for childcare or whatever it may be can make the difference between studying and not studying. And it's up to us to continue that. Of course, it's also here we have also the recipients, and today is about really, I think, making things tangible. It's making donors actually see the results of their financial support, being able to talk to people who have studied and being able to do what they'll fulfill their dreams because of that support, and equally for our students and our alumni to see how much we owe to those donors. But there's another tangible thing that's happening today which was not true in all the previous years when Clifford Chance has hosted us, and that is that if you look in that direction when you walk around and look at the panoramic view, you can see the Olympic Park and whatever. You will also be able to see, not quite see it, but see the general direction of our new building in Stratford, which we achieved completion only a week ago. It was handed over to us by the builders, and this is going to be a new development for Birkbeck. We've taught in East London for a number of years, but of course we now have the opportunity to have our own building here and to have a really good continuing partnership with the University of East London, so something that will take Birkbeck to an area where perhaps it's most needed, because obviously this is an area in East London of low participation in higher education, and it's particularly important, again, of course, to have support. And by support I mean not just financial support, which is of course important, but even those who can't support significantly or whatever, there are many other ways in which alumni can help us. We have many people who are uncertain about studying. They might make an inquiry, they're tentative about applying, they might apply, they're not sure whether to enroll. We now have a whole new buddying scheme in which alumni can talk to those people, take them out for coffee or whatever it may be, and say it's not as bad as it might be, it's not as intimidating as it seems, it's an excellent institution, but they are here to help you. So there are all sorts of ways in which people can help financially or non-financially. But we do benefit tremendously from the support of a number of donors. We always have a donor to speak, and I'm delighted that today David Dangour has agreed to speak to us as the chairman of the Exilarch Foundation, which has supported Birkbeck and indeed a number of other universities tremendously in terms of student support. And his father, Dr. Naim Dangour, we made a fellow of Birkbeck in recognition of the tremendous contribution that the family has made in supporting our ideals. So it's a delight for me to ask David Dangour to tell you about why he has been and is a continuing donor to Birkbeck.